Hey guys, it's Bella,
And it's Bean.
and today we're going to be talking about my condition.
Yeah, she's got a condition. I don't know if I have it, but we're going to get into her a little more.
So, I have epilepsy, or an epileptic, as most people say it instead of epilepsy. Anyway, so mine's a very rare form of epilepsy. It's very rare to the point where you can't even look stuff up on the internet about it.
Not a lot anyway. It's just like a few things, but...
And if you're wondering what the condition is called, it is called right unilateral parasylvian polymicrogyria and gray matter heterotropia. That's a really long name. Names, I guess.
They're two different things. Which causes her seizures.
My epilepsies, yes. I have the type of seizures that happen in my sleep. So thankfully they don't happen during the day or anything like that. But they do happen in my sleep, so.
She does ruin my beauty sleep sometimes, I mean.
So, I do have seizures in my sleep, which also kind of sucks because when I wake up in the morning, I do feel sore after I've had one and all that stuff. So, even though I don't have it during the day like most people, I do end up being sore after a seizure. It's not just like, oh, I wake up and I'm just fine and I'm like it's a normal day and all that stuff. But anyway, so
she's had this for a little over a year that we found out.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
It's been a little over a year.
When it hits, it's actually been past year.
That's what I just said, a little over a year. Yeah, it's a little over a year.
I think July 17th. No, it hasn't passed yet. It's almost 1 year. Almost one. Because July 17th is when I went to the doctor.
Is when you went to the doctor, not when you first...
And when I was first diagnosed with it, it was kind of recent. Like, they were like, oh yeah, you for sure have this. There's no question.
So this has happened recently, and we do want to make more videos of us going to the doctor. Like, I go with her, even if it's a school day.
And we've actually gone to, like, different appointments, but we didn't vlog it because we haven't talked about it yet. And
we were starting to get, like, into it. Like, we just didn't want people to know yet.
And until we had more followers and stuff like that. So, I have a condition, but it's not really affected my life so far.
Besides, I know, like, some people are like, what about Bean? Does she have it? There's like, blah, blah, blah.
And we already know that those are going to be questions that a lot of people have.
We don't know if I have it. We haven't caught any, like, if I had a seizure, we haven't caught any. I still have to go to the doctor to get my head scanned, and I have to get blood tests and stuff, and that'll be all for different videos.
So we actually, that's messed up. Okay, anyway. So, actually, we're going to be vlogging about when we do that. We'll start recording more vlogs about me going to the doctor, update videos on how it's going and all that stuff. But this video is just like, this is what I've got. And it's not like, woe is me, oh my god, I want so much attention from this or anything like that. It's just like, hey, just so you know, this is what's going on.
Also, it's one of the reasons we haven't been posting a lot. Because we've been going to the doctor, she's been going to the doctor, and we've been trying to, like, get used to everyday schedule for her, and because she can't be alone, which she never will be because I'm here.
Which is also great that I have a twin, but since I've had a seizure within 6 months, I can't be without someone for another 6 months, so that's a process.
She also can't drive if she had a seizure in the early, like, in 6 months.
So I also, which is kind of like a routine, I wake up on a certain schedule, I go to sleep on fairly a good schedule. So
it's been kind of hectic because it's summer.
Yeah. And so I've got to drink tons of water, and I've got to take my medication and all that stuff, which will be for another video, like a morning video, like a morning routine or night routine and all that stuff. So that will happen in a totally different video. But we just wanted to establish this is what I've got. We might vlog about it, we might not. It just depends on how it's going.
Also, happy 4th of July to all you beautiful people.
We will be vlogging today because we are doing different stuff today.
Don't spoil what we're doing.
We're not spoiling it. I'm not spoiling it.
We will be doing something later tonight, which will be really cool because we've never done what we're gonna go do.
It'll be the first time we do it.
It's not like skydiving or anything, but like...
so it'll be really fun, but that's for a different video as well. But, so I think explaining the first time I had one will be a good video for this one, since we're kind of like bringing it up anyway, and it's...
I mean, we could do it in this video if you want to, like make it a short but detailed story about what actually happened. Do you want to start with your point of view?
Let's get to my point of view.
My point of view is really long because I was awake. I was the one who caught it, which we'll get into that after her, but...
Yeah. And I know it's me talking mostly, I'm sorry. So, my point of view, as some of you know, our backgrounds look different now. It's because, like we've mentioned in different videos, we moved into a different room than we were in. So it's going to be hard to kind of like explain it from a different room, but I can try.
Also, we were going to post on Saturday, but we wanted to quickly get a video in today, so we just set up against a wall. But...
yeah, this is just a plain wall. But, so, we had, like, eaten dinner, we played a board game because we like real board games, not just, like, Monopoly or anything like that. So, we were playing a board game, which I don't remember what it was called.
I think it was a Ninja Turtle game. Or no, was it that robot game?
No, it was a house game, like, you had to do it. Anyway.
Yeah, it was a house game. I don't remember exactly what the name was, but...
We ended up playing a board game. We go into our room, just chilling out, and I'm watching YouTube because I'm a big YouTube person, and I like watching a lot of different people, but that night I was watching Vines. So, it was very late at night, so I got done watching the last Vine I wanted to watch, put my phone up and everything, and then I wake up, and obviously you expect to be in your bed because that's where I last fell asleep at, but instead I woke up in an ambulance, which at the time I didn't know, but of course I know now. But I woke up, this guy's sitting next to me, I'm laying on a stretcher, by the way, and I'm like, in my head I'm freaking out, I'm like, what the heck is happening? I went to sleep, now I'm just in this random place, what is going on? So, this guy was trying to put an IV in because I was still asleep, but I had woken up as he was putting the needle in. So, well, that sounds bad, but, you know, it happens. So, I wake up, I'm like, whoa. And then I turn my head to the side, and I see the guy sitting next to me. I'm like, where's my mom? Where's my sister? And, like, in my head, I'm freaking out way more than I was, like, on the outside. So I looked calm, but, like, in my voice, you could tell I was very scared. So I ended up asking him, and he's like, oh, they're in the car behind us. You're okay. We're headed to the hospital and all that stuff. And in my mind, I'm still confused on why I'm in an ambulance. I went to bed. That's all I know. I went to bed, woke up in the ambulance, here we are. So, I guess I fell back asleep because I don't remember anything else besides waking up in, like, an ER bed and stuff like that. Like, there's, like, I don't know how to describe them. They're, like, pads, like, sticky pads that they put on.
With wires and stuff.
So, I had some of those on me. I'm just lying here like, what is happening? And so, when I woke up, they, like, discharged me, I guess, or whatever, and so we took them off and all that stuff and went to a gas station after and got, like, donuts and stuff because it was, like, really early in the morning.
It was, like, 2 or 3 or so in the morning when we got out of that hospital. And this all went down at like 12 o'clock, which I'm very glad because we were very grateful for how fast we got there. But I'll tell you how my
and all her point of view will be most of this video, but mine was just very quick because it was like wake up, fall asleep, and all that stuff. But like, I don't know how to explain it because like in your head you're freaking out because like all you did was fall asleep and now you're in a hospital very confused of what's going on, and it sucks, but it's awesome because I don't remember having the seizure and I don't feel it because it's in my sleep, but it also sucks because I don't know when it happens and I can't tell someone when I have it. So wake up and I'm just very confused. We end up going and getting donuts from a gas station,
which you never ate, and I did.
I was super sick. I just couldn't do it. And so we're in the car and basically my mom explains everything that happened and she was like, yeah, you had a seizure and all that stuff. And I was like, whoa, that is not me.
So...
And then it kind of just goes to her point of view. Cause that's
I love how, like, people in movies, they explain how, like, whenever you're sitting at home watching an action movie, you're gonna be like, I feel like I'm nauseated from that, so I wouldn't be hungry. Like, if you ever get that feeling, like, how could they eat after such a horrible tragedy? Or something horrible had just happened. And then I'm sitting in the car, I'm starving after seeing this girl freak out in bed. But, for my point of view, I was, thank God, awake. Because it depends on the day. For me, it's like, I can be a light sleeper, but I can be a really deep sleeper. And I was up till 12, and I was just watching videos, and all of a sudden I hear 4 hits on the wall. It was like, and then I jumped up and I went, Sarah. And I thought she was having a bad dream. I thought she was just freaking out and having a bad dream. So I went, Sarah, it's okay, and I pulled her away from the wall. And then I was like, this is wrong. Her face is blue, her eyes are rolled back, and then I saw what looked like blood coming out of her mouth, which it was, because she bit her lip.
Yeah, I bit my lip, so it was like running down, but they didn't know that then.
So I ran. It took me like, all of 30 seconds to get my mom in the room and my uncle to help because he was staying with us, and so when the police got called, my mom made me leave the room because it was just a horrible thing to see. It's really scary.
A lot of people
especially
make it seem like it's
not
like
the biggest deal.
Yeah, it's like a small deal, and there's like, oh, well, she just had a seizure. She'll be okay. She's not like dying or anything.
Well, it's
and
scary
it's like,
because if Bella was to fall and hit her head on something sharp and then hit the floor, that will damage her brain very bad. And like,
and that's why
scary.
people say when someone's having seizures, you don't touch their muscles and stuff like that. Like, you just don't touch them like that because
unless you're rolling them on their side and doing the procedure.
Otherwise, it becomes muscle like damage and stuff. So that's why people don't want you to touch them, is because our muscles are tight when we're having a seizure, which I figured out because I wake up very sore in the morning.
So when the ambulance got there, I was standing in our living room, and they were like, "Which room is she in?" And I pointed, and I told them where to go, and then
which I don't remember any of this.
I was standing in the room when they were asking her the questions. They were like, "Okay, so your twin sister, how old is she?" And blah, 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 and they were like asking.
Like, they were asking me questions?
They were asking you questions, and we thought you were full. Like, we knew she was half asleep, half awake. So,
and somehow I don't remember any of this.
They asked what her favorite color was, what she was doing beforehand, and they...
Was I actually talking to you?
Yeah, full on talking. And
and later you'll find out, but later in the story it also is like, I talked to this guy and I talked to other people, but I don't remember it.
So they lay her on the stretcher and they get her out of the room. It was kind of difficult because we have kind of like a small doorway. But they got her out, and they got her through the front door. And they almost didn't get her through the front door because it kept, like, trying not to get her out. And when they put her in the ambulance, I got in the car. I'm crying because I'm scared. I was,
and
like,
this was the
freaking out.
first ever one I had, so
We
my
never seen
family
it
was
before.
freaking out.
So we get in the car and we're driving to the hospital. It's me and my 2 brothers and my uncle. And on the way there, we almost hit a deer. The car in front
Where
of
was
us.
Mom?
She was in the ambulance with you. She was sitting in the ambulance with you.
I swear to God, she was not.
So so we were driving and this one car in front of us stops. Just dead stops. And we're going like 60 miles an hour. So we're like swerving around this car and then we see a deer run. And like that put more on me. I was
We're
like,
in an
oh my
area
God.
where deer will run across the street and all that stuff. It's just
So it's like, oh my
wild.
gosh. And I'm like crying harder now because I'm freaking out again. And then we get there and we're not allowed to go in with you at first. So then they get you into the room, Mom's with you, and then we go in and they give us the sticker number 18. And we walk in and you're laying there and your eyes are open and like, you're like...
Yeah, I could see that you guys were sitting down.
I was trying not to cry because I didn't want her to cry. And then she started crying and I cried more. And Mom was like, hey, just go stand over there, be with your sister, just until the doctor gets here. And like, me and her were just being like, I love you so much. And
Yeah.
we were being all lovey to each other. And then,
And that's where I was still confused because I was like, Kaylee's freaking out, she's crying. What the heck is happening?
Doctor walks in and goes, we gotta take her back, we've gotta get her head scanned, we gotta do this. And so they take her back, they get it all done. At this point, it's like 2 a.m. We're all exhausted.
That's what I said earlier was when apparently I talked to the doctor who did my CAT scan, which I don't remember talking to him. I barely even remember hugging you.
So when they took her back, I stepped outside of the room to have like some me time to go like, this is happening, getting the realization. And then the guy who's trying to stick her with a needle comes up to me and goes, I want you to tell your sister I'm sorry that I pricked her. And I wasn't trying to. I was trying to get her to wake up. And I was like, it's okay. Thank you so much for doing your job.
Yeah,
and
I was like,
her here.
Because he stuck the needle in me, and I was already awake, and so he was like, oh, sorry, because they put the IV in to make sure that, like, they're okay and all that stuff, and to make sure that they're still alive and
that
really they're
nice.
Awake. So he ended up taking it out, and I went, ow! So he felt bad that I was...
And I was so thankful. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for getting her here and making sure she was okay. And he was like, oh, no problem. And he walked away, and then she came back. So I went back in the room, and he said, she looks fine, but we do want to get her an EEG done.
If you don't know what that is when I've gotten 2 done, so I know what it is now. So I had no idea what that meant. EEG was like, what the heck is that? And so basically what they'll do is they move your hair around and all that stuff. They clean your scalp to make sure that their stuff is okay and all that. So they'll like do what they need to do. They put like the sticky pad things on your head, and then they'll wrap your head with like white gauze, and then basically all you do is fall asleep, and it reads what your brain waves, like brain.
So they make you stay up till 12 in the morning, and then you can sleep for 5 hours, and then you go to the doctor?
Oh no, okay, so you stay up till 12, you can't eat anything, and it sucks buttholes, but, you know, so you stay up till 12, you go to bed for a little bit, you go to the doctor, and then you're just still tired, so you want to fall back asleep, of course. So when they get done, you can fall asleep easily. Good process. So I've gotten 2 of those done, just in case you were wondering. So basically, one of the vlogs that we were thinking about doing was one of my EEGs, but we didn't do it. So also, sorry for the noise in the background, parents.
So
What?
Sorry, this is a lot of noise.
Big tub? Stuff that's been in the cleaning closet for 8 months? Stuff that's been in the cleaning closet for like 8 months?
Blackberry. The top?
It's been in there for 8 months.
Okay. So,
we were talking. They said they found a little like piece of something in her brain, but like it's
they didn't
no
think
big
it was
deal.
big.
No, it wasn't big at all. And they said there was a lot of clouding in her brain. So, they told her that.
Oh,
she
this
had to
might
get an
never
EEG
happen
done.
again.
Yeah, it might not ever happen again. Then it happened again.
Yeah.
I also caught the second one, obviously, because I said
8 months later,
Right.
it happened. 8 months.
So we had to go to the doctor.
And that's when I got my first EEG done. And they were like, oh, it looks fine. So I don't know what's up. So they're like, we'll schedule her an MRI. Didn't get the MRI done until like a year later. It's fine. We got it done. So we go in
It wasn't that long.
and we get the EEG done and the MRI done. And I actually have a picture of what my brain looks like.
And I
but I don't
have
have a picture
pictures,
now.
and we're gonna make videos on that, and we'll do like voiceovers on those pictures and stuff, and like we'll get you all caught up on what's going on.
So, yeah, we got the EEG done, and they were like, this is what she has. I wasn't there when my mom got the news about like what specifically I have and all that stuff.
It was over the phone.
Yes. And so my mom's boss and the president of my mom's company ended up giving me money and stuff. So my mom was trying to lighten the mood by giving me the gifts at the same time as she was telling me what I have.
And that's just a whole bunch of tears all up in one.
Yeah.
Sad tears, and happy tears, and
And apparently I've had it since birth, so they don't know why I haven't.
the rarest part of it all is that people with her condition don't get the ability to walk or talk or do things that she can.
They don't know why I haven't had seizures when I was, like, younger. They don't know why I didn't grow out of it. Like, I just started having it.
Or why it's happening
So-
now, but at least it happened now instead of earlier where then you really, like, couldn't walk or talk or do things.
So, I think that's it.
Thank you guys
Thanks
so much
so
for
much for
listening.
We love you guys, and we'll see you in the vlog.
Yes. The vlog.
First vlog. That's second vlog.
No, yeah. The fair was the first one.
Oh, second vlog.
Second vlog. It'll be the second.
So, we love you guys, and see you in the next video. Peace.
Peace.